Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you yet another video. This one we will be talking about, we'll be doing another video. This one we will be talking about my top 5. Now I did promise in the video, I did promise top 10. And I apologise, but I just, I always do this. I promised top 10, and then I realised I can't do a top 10 because there's not enough 10s, you know. I could definitely do top 10 buildings and top 10 characters. However, events is a little bit hard because I feel like if to do a top 10, I'd have to take all the small ones, and there's some ones I'm just going to completely leave out, like Whacking Day. There's not even a point in me putting it in the list because it'd just be number 1 because they didn't add anything, and really I feel like that's kind of the Whacking Day that they gave us was sort of an add-on to the Wild West anyway, so I'm going to leave that one out. I know we included it in the actual public vote, but whatever. I'm going to leave it out. It's a dictatorship where I live. Anyway, so let's start with the list. So it's my top 5. So number 5, and this is quite surprising for me, I've put the most dangerous games / Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving, of course, we had Thanksgiving 2016, and this was really, really cool. These are obviously the top 5 events of 2016. Did I say that? I don't know. But yeah, Thanksgiving. Now, honestly, I think that this was really, really, really good. I obviously added Grant Connor, and I added Chum. I mean, the Cyber Monday stuff is sort of. I know I review it differently, but it's practically the same update, really. It ties on with it anyway, so I'm gonna include Cyber Monday. If it was Cyber Monday, maybe it wouldn't quite get that, but hell, I'm including Cyber Monday. You know, I added Grant Connor, and he's a pretty cool character. Big Claw, I know he's unique to Tapped Out, but he was pretty cool as well. He got voted the best NPC as well. And although we only got one building, I mean, I just think it was a nice event, really, and I enjoyed it because of that. I was mixed. Maybe I put it was actually a competition between both the. Actually, to be honest, it was a competition between 3, the number 5. It was Chiliad, Most Dangerous Games, or possibly the Wild West. It was like you know, I spoiled the Wild West. It's not. It was a thing, but I just didn't give it to the Wild West because honestly, I have to agree. Although it was cool that they added tiles, I just think it was a bit boring personally. And you know, I agree. A person said, or whatever, said it was boring, and you know, I agree, to be honest. Anyway, casino update. Is number 4. So yeah, number 4 is the casino update. So honestly, I really liked it. I did like it. It gave us some cool mini games. I just thought again, I did find it. I found it a tad boring just at times, but the mini games were really, really cool, and I think they were quite unique because you know, although we had mini games before, and you know, Chili had, and we had the Maggie little mini game last year. We had 3 mini games here. No, it was actually 4. Was it 4 or 3? I can't remember. There was the Dice Den, the Moe's one, there was the Homer's card, and I forgot if there was another one. I don't think there was another one. Yeah, there was some really, really cool mini games. The only problem I think why they missed the trick was actually they took them out after. I think they should have left them in, and then maybe we'd earn cash, or maybe the occasional cheeky donut. I think that would have been cool, but for some reason they took them out. I think that was the bad decision. I think they should have kept them in and then brought them back, you know, next year and sold them for donuts for players who weren't around for that update. You know, as a punishment for not being around. But for some reason they missed the trick. That's why I didn't quite get. It might have actually got higher. They might have probably got the number 3 spot if they kept them in. But it did have some really, really cool characters. Obviously, I had the Vegas Wives from Ned and Homer's Vegas Wives. I did Casino Nessie. I did, you know, like Gabbo and Arthur Cramble. So it's pretty cool. Number 3, and a lot of people probably disagree with me because a lot of people hate this update, but Superhero 2 I put as number 3. Now, I know the characters, and I think I agree. The characters that they had were pretty bad. I guess the one, I mean, Milo, you know, I really like Dr. Crab. I think he was really, really cool, the way they developed him. And I think the part of the reason is, people don't really, I don't want to say they don't really look at the quest lines and stuff, but I just feel like if they're going to build on the character, which I feel like they did-ish, you know, it wasn't amazing, but they tried with what they had. I just feel like, I do agree though, there is some characters they probably should have added instead. The Flyman, whatever his name is, the guy who climbs and he's been seen a couple of times, the Senor Ding Dong, other characters like that, unless I'm going to do a part 3, and I do have an idea for a part 3 of the superhero event. A lot of people probably won't want to hear it, but I do have a part 3 event idea coming soon. But yeah, Superhero 2, I really like the quest line, and I really like how they were really creative with it. You know, I'm not a fan of the characters, and to be honest, you know, I am a fan of the buildings. I like the buildings in it. The buildings are pretty cool. But you know, a lot of people don't like it. But hey, that's fine by me. I just think it's a really really cool update. I just think it's really creative. Maybe it's because I am into superhero kind of stuff anyway. You know, Marvel and DC. I'm already into that. Maybe I'm a bit biased. But hey ho. Anyway, number two, I've put the Treehouse of Horror. The Halloween Treehouse of Horror. Halloween 2016. Why do I say Halloween Treehouse of Horror? Like it's going to be any other Halloween. Any other Treehouse of Horror. Anyway, moving on. Treehouse of Horror. So, honestly, again, this comes down to, I know the characters weren't amazing, but I thought they were quite creative with it. Some people disagree with me, that's fine. But I think that personally, they put a few characters together. I guess it is a bit messy, it does feel a bit messy, but they put a bunch of characters together and they made it sort of work. I think it worked, obviously with those characters helping defeat the giant monsters. Like we had the Space Marshmallow and Death, and we had... you know, other things, and they kind of had them all come together with filmmaker Lisa. I personally think it was really good. A lot of people disagree with me. I don't know. I guess I've not got the mainstream thoughts, but yeah, a lot of people hate Treehouse of Horror a lot. I saw a lot of people hating on it, saying it was, you know, they didn't add any good characters. They added two mediocre. They were just all mediocre characters, and you know they're not amazing. I do agree, but and there's some tweaks to the characters I think they could have made. But personally, I think overall it was really really good, and there was plenty of cool buildings. I think the one thing they've got to give is the buildings. There was plenty of buildings. Like there was buildings they probably should have added ages ago, like the Count Burns thing on the rock. You know, they probably should have added that with the Count Burns costume, but they didn't for some reason. Anyway, the number one spot goes to. Can we have that drum roll? Number one goes to the sci-fi update, of course. Why could I couldn't give it to any other update. So the sci-fi update, I mean, what can I say about the sci-fi update apart from it was just amazing? No, the sci-fi update really was the best update of 2016, and I was kind of surprised that I put it here, really, because I was thinking, I was kind of thinking maybe the Superhero 2, but then I was looking over and I was thinking, you know what, no, it doesn't get that. Superheroes 2 is nowhere near it. So, to be honest with you, I was looking through all the updates, and I just couldn't give it to any others. Now, I do like some of the mini updates, but I feel like I can't give it to a mini update. And it feels weird. It sounds weird, but I just think that all the mini updates weren't particularly amazing anyway. I mean, St. Patrick's Day and Easter, you know, World's Largest Redwood. You know, Valentine's Day was pretty good. It just didn't quite make it. Deep Space Home I wasn't a massive fan of. You know, all these little mini events, I couldn't give it to any of them, and any of the big events I couldn't give it to. Even the Wild West update I thought was a bit boring, and although it was pretty cool that they added all the all the stuff, I just feel like the casino and Thanksgiving were just a little bit better than it. It's a bit weird, but yeah, the sci-fi update, in my opinion, was the best update of this year. It added plenty of characters. I think maybe the reason it was my favourite update is it added so many characters, and not all of them I don't like particularly. I mean, some of them are pretty crappy characters, but hey, it's adding characters nonetheless. And my favourite one is obviously Stephen Hawking. I gotta say, either him or Death was my favourite character this year. Sounds weird. Death, him, or Mod Simpson as well, or... No, not Mod. No, Mona Simpson. Sorry, not Mod Simpson. Wrong character. Yeah, so it added Stephen Hawking. It added Sergeant Skinner, or the real Skinner. Added Robo Burns, Mooch Bart, President Lisa. I wasn't so crazy about them making them proper characters, but hey, it's given us more characters, so I can't complain too much. We have Ladybot, Doggy Smithers, the Mecha Hawk, the Robot, the Drone, the Evil Home, and the Rockstar Maggie. You know, I wasn't some crazy about some of these characters and unplayable characters, but the buildings, there was plenty of buildings. There was plenty of really, really cool buildings, and they added quite a few buildings compared to some updates. Winter 2016. So that, you know, they added a fair few buildings, especially the Big Digi Ben. I really like that building as well. Anyway, that's it. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, the sci-fi update, in my opinion, is hands down the best update. Debate me. Yeah, and I think the sci-fi update is, yeah, I've tried to go over it, but I really can't see any other update that matches it in terms of the amount of stuff it adds, and that's why it got it. And it's a shame I couldn't give props to creativity, the Treehouse of Horror. You know, it did do really well, but it just didn't add as much. Well, maybe if they added one more character, maybe one more sort of well-known character, I guess. I'm trying to think what they could have added. Well, they could have added any dead character, really. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing about Halloween. You probably could add about any other dead character. Anyway, I'm going off for a rant. They could have added the Rabbi, Rabbi Costa Scoffy. Probably not. But I'm ranting on. Anyway, guys, that's it. So tomorrow I will hopefully do an ideas video. I know I'm breaking schedule. I'm gonna do an ideas video tomorrow for you guys, and then I'll continue with these top 5s. You know, I might break them up. I know, obviously, I'm gonna you know, it's for last year. We're talking about last year's content, but you know, I need to get these videos out of the way, and I think they're fun. So anyway, see you next video, guys. Goodbye.